What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2024 Chevy Trax 1RS. Huge thank you to ky.hymes over at Koons, Tysons, Chevy, Buick, GMC for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Trax or any GM product with the exception of Cadillac, then I'll be sure to have Kai's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. It is a beautiful cloudy spring day. However, it seems like in the past hour or so, the winds have kind of picked up a little bit. So I do apologize in advance if there is any wind noise in today's video. Just know I am trying my best, but just like usual, first, I'm going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2024 Chevy Trax 1RS, and this particular one has been painted in the $395 Cayenne Orange. I wanted to preface this video by saying for 2024, the Trax returns to the Chevy lineup bigger and better than ever before. But this one being the 1RS, as standard, you get LED headlights with IntelliBeam as well as standard running lights and standard turn signals. If you were looking more for the LED daytime running lights, you would have to step up to at least the LT trim level. The LT trim level and up all get the LED daytime running lights. But this one being the RS, you get the gloss black grille with the black chrome grille bar. So you can see black grille, gloss black, that's the black chrome grille bar right there, and you have your black bow tie emblem at the center of the grille. You also get a black bow tie emblem at the rear end, and obviously you have the red RS badging offset to the right of that bow tie. But coming down just a little bit more, you get a satin black lower grille, which is what this area is right here. You also get a gloss black trim piece that runs beneath that satin black grille, and then finishing things off here at the bottom of your front bumper, you get a satin black lower fascia and 7.3 inches of ground clearance. Here is a front 3/4 shot. I do really like the way that the RS looks. I think they did a great job designing it. It looks sharp, it looks very aggressive and sporty at the same time. However, if it were me, I would probably step up to the 2RS. If you have the money to do so, just a little, whatever right there, because it does cost more. However, it does look a little bit better with the LED daytime running lights. Obviously, with it costing more, I would expect it to. But again, you get that satin black lower fascia, and that satin black lower fascia leads into your satin black wheel arch moldings. And then these are the standard and only wheels with the 1RS, and they are 18-inch gloss black with machine accent wheels that are wrapped in 225/55 Goodyear Assurance Finesse all-season tires. Here's a view of the tread pattern on those tires there real quick. And then moving my way into the side view mirrors. With the 1RS, you get the gloss black mirror caps, and as standard, these side view mirrors are heated, manual, folding, and power adjustable. If you were looking for blind spot monitoring, you would have to opt for the $395 driver confidence package, which this one has not been optioned with. But you can see if you wanted to fold them, all you got to do is push on them and they will fold, and obviously they are power adjustable. Now I'm going to give you a little side profile shot right here. That is what the Trax looks like here at the side, and you may notice that you do get the satin black window trim as well as body color door handles. However, you do not get keyless access. And then coming to the bottom of all of your passenger doors, you get the satin black door cladding. You can see from the front fascia to the wheel arch moldings to that satin black door cladding. And then you also get a capless filler neck on the driver's side of the vehicle, and 87 octane will do you just fine. Up top here, you have your black antenna. You also have your body color roof spoiler with your integrated third brake light there. You get a rear window defroster as well as your rear wiper. You get standard taillights, and here is a rear 3/4 shot. Now, taking a step to the right, here's a little booty shot of the Trax. You can see, as mentioned when I was at the front of the vehicle, at the back of the vehicle, you also get the black Chevy bow tie. You get the gloss black Trax lettering on the lower left-hand side of your liftgate. And then on the lower right-hand side of the liftgate, you have your red RS badging. Now, come in below your black bow tie and offset a little bit to the left, you have your backup camera. And then just beneath your bow tie, you'll feel a little pad. And if you press on that pad and lift up. That is how you open up your manual lift gate. You do not get a power lift gate with the 1RS, but you do get a decent amount of storage space here in the trunk area. You can fit what you need to here. And then if you lift up on this, you get some storage space, but that is also where you will find your spare tire. And then you get a deeper storage cubby here on the driver's side of the trunk. I'd say that probably goes from about right here down to there, maybe about 4 inches. And then on this side, you get a little storage cubby, but it does not go down. It goes kind of back in there. And then you also do get the fold flat second row seats. If you press on this right here and push forward, that is how you fold the second row seats down. You could probably get an additional about 4 feet, maybe 4.5 feet of storage space with those second row seats down. In comparison, from about here to that seat back, I'd say you probably get about 3.5 to 4.5 feet of storage space there. But also, you get a light on the driver's side of the trunk, and that kind of about does it for what we got going on here in the trunk area. Now we're going to finish things off here at the rear end of the Trax with our satin black rear bumper. You get those 2 integrated reflectors. You get a gloss black lower valance and a max tow capacity of 1,263 pounds. So you could tow one singular jet ski. You could tow your utility trailer, maybe put your mountain bikes on one of those bike racks that you stick into the hitch. It can tow all that kind of stuff, but really when it comes to towing, it's not all that capable, but it will get the job done if you have a utility trailer that you throw some brush in or stuff like that. But anyways, with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals the 1.2 liter turbo 3-cylinder that makes 137 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 8.8 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 28 miles per gallon in the city, 32 miles per gallon on the highway for 30 miles per gallon combined with front wheel drive only. So if you are looking for a little SUV with all-wheel drive, you may want to take a look at the Trailblazer. However, if front wheel drive will do you just fine, then the Trax will do you just fine as well, because the Trax only comes in front wheel drive. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot reach my goal without your support. So if you're enjoying the video, if you've learned anything from the video, please just take 1 second to like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps me grow. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, you do not get keyless access, so in order to get into the interior, you have to press the unlock function on your key fob. I know that is so difficult to do in 2024, but this is what the key fob looks like. You get your bow tie on this side. I'm surprised it's not blacked out, but the majority of the key fob is satin black. This is a point and stick key fob, so you also do not get push button start. But going over the functions on the key fob, starting from the top, you have your unlock function, your lock function, your remote start function, and your panic function all the way at the bottom. If you wanted to remote start this, all you have to do is lock it first, press and hold on this function, and it'll fire up. And that is what it sounds like being fired up from the exterior's perspective. Now, opening up that door, this is the only interior color combo you can get with the 1RS, and it is the jet black / gray with red accent cloth upholstery. You can see the lighter gray, the darker gray, the black, the red accent colored stitching. You also get manually adjustable front seats, but I'm kind of jumping the gun a little bit because we are going to start with our driver's side door panel. So to be honest, most of the door panel is satin black plastic. However, you do get like a rubber armrest. It's not the most padded, but it's better than the satin black plastic. Then you have your unlock and your lock functions, a chrome looking door handle, your power side view mirror controls. Pressing on this button right here is going to restrict your passenger window privileges. You get automatic down windows at all 4 corners. You do not get any automatic up windows. Then you get some silver accent colored trim, a little bit of miscellaneous storage space, a spot you could set a Deer Park water bottle, and finally, you get a speaker. But again, this is what these front seats look like. They are manually adjustable, and as standard, they are also heated, which is definitely nice. You know, a nice little touch there. But stepping on into the interior, you can kind of see the Blazer-esque kind of vents there. And if you wanted to get access into everything here, again, point and stick key, and you stick it in there. Oh my gosh, this is so hard to do rather than pushing a button, right? But that is what you got to do in order to get a $20-some thousand vehicle. I will go over the exact price later on in the video, but I think this is a great value. But we are going to start over here with these controls, and we're going to work our way throughout the interior. So coming down to here, if you push down on that, that's normally how it looks. But if you click on it and it pops out, if you twist to the right, that is going to brighten your gauge cluster as well as your backlit buttons. And if you twist it to the left, that is going to dim the gauge cluster as well as the backlit buttons. And then to the right of that, you have your headlight control knob. If you twist all the way to the right, that is headlights on. That is daytime running lights on, and right there is headlights in the automatic position. Now coming down to here, if you flip that down, that gives you access into your manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, basically meaning you can bring the steering wheel towards you, you can push the steering wheel away from you, and you can also move it up and down until you find your comfortable position. Once the comfortable position is found, you just lock it back into place. But now let's take a listen to the turn signal. That is what the turn signal control stock, or excuse me, the turn signal sounds like. And not only is this your turn signal control stock, you have a button right here. This moves up and down, and then you also have that select button there. Those are all to control your productivity screen located at the center of your gauge cluster. And obviously if you pull back, that is how you turn your high beams on. And then this is what your steering wheel looks like. I really like the flat bottom design on it. It is leather wrapped, and down here you get some gray trim, you get some red accent stitching on the inside of the steering wheel, and as standard you get a heated steering wheel, and you can turn it on by pressing this button right here. That will illuminate in amber, letting you know that the steering wheel is on, or if you click it again and the light goes away, that letting you know that the steering wheel is off. And just like any other vehicle, you have your horn at the center, so let's take a listen to it. That is what the horn sounds like on the Trax, and just like the front emblem, the rear emblem, the emblem on the steering wheel is also blacked out. I like that touch. I'm surprised it's not blacked out on the key fob though. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control settings. This is your gap adjust for your forward collision alert. Obviously that is to turn the heated steering wheel on or off. And then coming to this side of your steering wheel, that is to speak to the vehicle. That is to hang up on a phone call. Pushing up like that is going to volume up. Pushing down like that is going to volume down. And then let's say you have your preset radio stations here on your Sirius XM or AM or FM. If you click to the left or to the right, it's going to switch you between your different preset radio stations. And if you have your phone connected to the wireless Apple CarPlay or Bluetooth audio, you can click forward to go forwards on a track, click back to go backwards on a track. And then you also have your windshield wiper control stock. This is what your gauge cluster looks like. Up top here, you have your different warnings, and then you have your tachometer on the left as well as your fuel gauge. And then on the right, you have your analog speedometer as well as your coolant temperature gauge. Now at the center, this is a configurable productivity screen. So right now you have your digital speedometer readout, you got your compass, you have your odometer and your transmission status stuff. To control that, all you got to do is kind of flick down on that, and you can see now I'm seeing my trip 1 information, trip 2 information, my fuel range, instantaneous fuel economy, average vehicle speed, and then it brings you back into this screen here. Now if I click select, it's going to bring me over to that secondary screen, which is going to bring me into my different vehicle stuff. So you can see my oil life, my air filter life, my tire pressure stuff, my following distance. I'll show you this when we are on the driving portion of the video. Then you can control your traction and stability. So if you click the button on the end of this stock right here, you can turn your traction and stability on or off. I'm just going to leave it on for the time being. So I'm just going to exit back out of that. And then if you keep going down, then you get your US units, which is basically miles per hour. But yeah, that's kind of about it for what we got going on in the digital, or excuse me, the gauge cluster. Now moving to this side of the screen. So as standard with the 1RS, you get an 8-inch infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. But before getting into the screen, you have a physical volume control knob and a physical home button right here. So this is what your home screen looks like. You can see all of those different things. Wi-Fi hotspot does come standard with this vehicle, so your children can connect their iPads or stuff like that to the vehicle. And then if you click over to the left, then you have your audio stuff and your phone stuff here. You get your shortcut buttons down here to shortcut you into your home screen, your music stuff, your phone stuff, or if you click into this, it's going to bring you into your OnStar stuff there. And then down here, that is the amount of signal that your Wi-Fi hotspot has. That's the ambient exterior temperature as well as the current time. Then beneath the screen, that's kind of about it for the screen. You know, it's very easy to use screen. I don't feel like I need to spend too much time on it. But below that, you get your 2 HVAC vents. The 1RS comes standard with single zone climate control. So you have your temperature here, fan speed here, and the direction of the airflow here. And as mentioned earlier, you get heated front seats as standard. You get 3 levels of adjustability with your heated front seats. And then offset to the right here, you have your hazard button, and the hazard button actually flashes with the hazards themselves. Now coming down just a little bit more, you get a 12-volt power outlet, and coming over to the right, you get a USB-C port, you get a USB-A port, and you get a little bit of storage space down in there. That is an iPhone 14 Pro Max for size reference. And then clicking on this button is going to turn your automatic stop-start system on or off. This is going to turn your lane keeping system on or off. And then you have these buttons here to upshift and or downshift on the transmission. You get a this is a leather-like shift boot, and you can see the red accent colored stitching. You get the 2 cup holders there. You could set a phone in between those 2 cup holders. However, I think my phone's a little bit too big to fit in between there. But if you had, like, let's say an iPhone 15 or iPhone 14 Pro or whatever, a smaller phone, it would fit in there. And then pulling up on this, that is how you engage your electronic parking brake. If you wanted to disengage the parking brake, all you would have to do is push your foot against the brake, push against that, and the parking brake will disengage. And then coming down just a little bit more, you get a little bit of storage space down in there. You could set your phone or, you know, a key fob, let's say. And then you have a rubber armrest, and if you open up the armrest, you get no connectivity down in there. However, you get a ton of storage space down in there. I'd say, you know, that's probably about a foot deep, so very good amount of storage space. Moving into this part, you do not get a lockable lower glove box, but you get a decent amount of storage space in your glove box. You can fit your owner's manual, napkins, straws, you know, the essentials like that. And then this is what the dash looks like. You get the red accenting, the silver accent trim, the circular HVAC vents on the outsides of the dash. And this is what the passenger side looks like, very similar to what you get on the driver's side. Coming up to here, you do not get an auto dimming rear view mirror, so this is just your standard rear view mirror. And then this lets you know if your passenger airbag is on or off. You get your OnStar stuff. And then you have this light control button right here. So right now, when I open up the doors, the interior lights will not turn on. However, if that's flush like that, now when I open up the doors, the interior lights will turn on. And then clicking all the way to the right is going to turn the instant dome lights on. So basically it's like your instant dome light on function. Turns on all the interior dome lights. Now, opening this up on the driver's side, you get a vanity mirror, but you do not get vanity lights. Let's see on the passenger side, same thing, vanity mirror, no vanity lights. And then, does this slide forwards and backwards? No, this is fixed in position, so that's kind of unfortunate. But then you get a little clip right here. You could set any small little paper product. Bluetooth mic pickup for your Bluetooth phone here on the driver's side. You get the same thing on the passenger side, located right up there. However, you may notice on the passenger side, you do get a no poop handle. Now, when it comes to seat comfort, I gotta say, I think these seats are pretty comfortable in my personal opinion. I did a video with an Equinox, let's say probably about a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, and the Equinox seats were like bolstered right up against me, and I'm not even a big person. So what's funny is the Trax, which is the cheaper and the smaller vehicle, is actually more comfortable and has, like, the bolsters aren't so close together, they're wider. And honestly, I think even like somebody who's 200 plus pounds would still be comfortable here in these front seats. So a couple things you get as standard: you get the Wi-Fi hotspot, the heated front seats, the heated steering wheel. You also get active noise cancellation, and a couple options that you could get. You could get the $795 power sunroof, or the $395 driver confidence package, which would give you the lane change alert with the blind spot monitoring, the rear cross traffic alert, and the rear parking sensors. So, but now I'm just going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You can take a look at anything that you want to take a look at, like fuel economy stuff, standard stuff, the one option this vehicle has, but I am just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2024 Trax 1RS is spec'd is $23,590. This is one of the cheapest vehicles you can buy new today. And in my personal opinion, for a brand new vehicle, for the money, like, you'd be hard pressed to find something better. Even like the base model Subarus aren't even this cheap anymore. So Chevy releasing something that's $23,000 makes things very attainable to a lot of people who may not be as fortunate to afford like a $50,000 vehicle, or hell, even a $30,000 vehicle. So I think this is a great value for what you get. But if you don't want to take my word for it, I suggest you go out and take a look at one of these things in person yourself. But before getting into the driving portion of the video, I want to show you what we got going on in these rear seats. So you get automatic down windows back here, but again, they are not automatic up, and the windows go all the way down. So you can see that there. Oh, I guess I ripped the window sticker a little bit. That's my bad. But here, no padding on the armrest. It's the satin black plastic. Then you get a little bit of storage space down here, as well as a speaker. As mentioned, you do get the fold flat second row seats. So if you wanted to fold the second row seats down, all you would have to do is like pull back on this piece here, and the second row seats will drop. But this is what these rear seats look like. You do not get a center fold down armrest. However, I am very surprised by the amount of leg and knee room that I have here in the back seats. I mean, that is a ton of leg and knee room, especially for, you know, a smaller vehicle. And when it comes to headroom, I actually have quite a bit of headroom left over as well. Again, I am 5'9". I am adjusted behind myself. Very good amount of leg and knee room. OPU panel, a spot you can set your dry cleaning. You do not get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. You do not get a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. You get a spot you can set your phone down in there. You get the same stuff on that side minus the dry cleaning hook, because the dry cleaning hook is only here on the driver's side of the second row seats. And these second row seats themselves are also pretty comfortable. Let's see. Okay, they don't recline, but they are in a nice, you know, position. But that's kind of about it for what we got going on here with the Trax. So, you know, we talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the video. Take a listen. So definitely not the quickest thing in the world, but if you're looking for something that is very affordable and it is a brand new vehicle, well, then the Trax should be on your list, honestly. The reason being is it's a $23,500 brand new vehicle that is actually pretty dang nice. Now, it might not give you the thrills and frills of a $30,000 to $40,000 vehicle, but what do you expect for a vehicle that's $10,000+ cheaper? Even like the base Subaru models are like $27,000, whereas the base Trax is about $20,000 flat. This is the 1RS, so this starts with, I believe it is the LS, it goes to the 1RS, then I believe it's the LT, the 2RS, and the Active. So you have 5 different trim levels to choose from if you're looking for a Trax. And by the way, that is the following distance thing that I was telling you about, basically telling me that if he slammed on his brakes, I'm about 1.2 seconds away from his rear bumper. That is what that means. But I'm gonna go back, I believe, into the digital speedometer readout, because this is the screen that I would rather see at all times when driving a vehicle. But one thing I did want to show is that if you go into your audio stuff, right, and you go into like Sirius XM, for example, let's say I wanted to go into browse, so then you can see the channel list right here. Let me kind of focus on who is going here first, and then I'll do it. So basically you can see on the channel list, it basically tells you what song is playing, and then also, you know, what the radio station is, but it tells you the song and then the artist of that. So when you're scrolling through, you can kind of see that information, whereas I have not seen that in another vehicle, and that just makes it like very easy to choose which radio station you want. So that is something, it's a small thing, yes, but I really, really like stuff like that. You know, it's just, it's in the small touches that you can see, you know, stuff like that, that I personally, you know, appreciate. So anyways, this thing drives pretty darn good. You know, it's not fast, but for 23 grand, what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? There are lawnmowers that cost half of this, literally 0 turns. Now I'm gonna do a acceleration here, and basically all I'm gonna do is just floor it. So definitely not the fastest thing in the world, by any means, but it's, you know, if you don't care about power and you're really just looking for something that's going to get you from point A to point B, this is a really good option if you're looking for something that's brand new with a warranty. So now I'm just gonna do a normal little acceleration here onto the highway, go to about 70. Kind of got to get on it a little bit if you want to merge, but whatever. Now take a listen to what it sounds like cruising at about 70. I'm honestly very surprised how well insulated it is from the outside world. I mean, there's really not that much wind noise. And for a $23,000 vehicle, that is awesome. Now, I've been in some Subarus that cost more than this, that have more wind noise than this, so that is definitely very nice to see. And I like to see that Chevy is making something affordable, you know, where a lot of these manufacturers, Chevy included by the way, are making vehicles that are just outrageously priced, especially like their trucks and SUVs, like the big SUVs. They've gotten absolutely outrageous. So it's definitely nice to see, you know, them making something that is affordable, it's comfortable, it gives you what you need. The sound system is pretty decent. You know, don't expect it to be a Bose sound system or any sort of upgraded sound system. You know, it's going to get the job done. It's good enough. But it actually, I'd say it's a little bit better than good enough. You know, good enough is here. It's a little bit better than good enough. So that is definitely nice. Handle's actually surprisingly decent. And, you know, going through traffic and stuff, you know, it's got the power. You know what I'm saying? It's got enough, you know, and stuff like this. You know, if you want to be passing people all the time, well, then this might not be the vehicle for you. But, you know, when you give it a little bit of gas like I just did, it will, like, scoot you where you need to be. You know, the low end torque is actually pretty darn decent. So, you know, the brakes are also good because this feels like it's a lighter vehicle anyway, just by feeling the brake feel and feeling it going around turns and stuff like that. So, you know, if you're looking for a vehicle that you want to be fancy and cheap, well, fancy and cheap, they don't go together. But if you want something that's going to be nice and affordable, you know, this is nice and affordable. You know, you can pick up a date in this if you wanted to. You could, you know, daily drive this thing. Now, longevity wise, I don't know how the 3-cylinder would be, you know, up to 200,000 miles. So that's something to consider, but I don't know. It could be good, it could be bad. I don't know. But I mean, you know, it's going to get the job done. It's going to do everything that you want it to do. And it's going to come in at an affordable price. You're going to have a low car payment, which is nice on a brand new vehicle with a warranty. You can't really beat that kind of stuff. And it's got all the new technology. You know, if you want adaptive cruise control or, you know, some of the fancier features, well, you're going to have to upgrade to the LT in order to be able to get, I believe it's the safety package, which on the LT, the 2RS, and the Active, with the safety package, you can get adaptive cruise control. Whereas with this one, even if you get the safety package, you can't get adaptive cruise control. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot reach my goal without your support. So if you enjoyed the video, if you learned anything from the video, please just take a second to like, comment, and subscribe. Those things really help me out and help my channel grow. You know, with the likes and comments in the YouTube algorithm, that helps me grow. So I'd appreciate it if you do those things. But again, that is it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.